You would think that women would start saying, well, let us change. Like, let us go back to the ways of old. Like, if we want the men that our grandfathers had, let us just go back and start being, a newer version of the women that our grandmothers were, right? But that's not the path women took, right? What women are doing now is
it not written in your law that ye are gods? You understand what I'm saying? So it just depends on what level you own based on whether you're human or whether you're immortal.
At ease. It's your boy Soul Immortal. But I just want to make a quick public service announcement, man. This will probably be one of the most impromptu videos I've ever made, right? But I'm starting to see trends, and they're not new. They've been here, but I'm starting to hear a lot of brothers have similar stories. It's almost like people are reading from the same script nowadays, right? And I've come to the conclusion that babies are the new wedding ring, right? What I'm hearing is, a lot of guys that are in relationships with, they plan on going the distance, right? At the point in time this woman gets pregnant, she begins to change, right? In some situations, as soon as she gets pregnant, she pulls out of a relationship. She's going her own way, starting her own journey with her own child. Sometimes when a woman has the baby, she starts to trip, and over time, she's dipping, right? And this is becoming a pattern. This is becoming a pattern, brothers. And I'm telling you, we have to discuss this so brothers are aware of what's going on. I'm telling you, babies are the new wedding ring. Now, to understand this, guys, you really have to kind of go back and look at how relationships used to be. Like even before, a generation and a half before me, right? You got to understand that, like, when a brother wanted to get with a young lady, he did a process what was called courting, right? You don't hear that word anymore. He would go to a young sister's house, right? Knock on the door. Her parents would come to the door. He would introduce himself, show his intent on talking to the daughter. They would allow him to see her if they would. They would maybe spend time on the porch. Mom might make some cookies and sweet tea, right? And he would sit there and get to know this woman. Now, in the presence of them two would always be an older sibling or even a parent in some situations. These two would get together and they would decide to get married. They would get married. They would have kids. They would, bless the earth. And just these were the type couples that lived to be 100 and were married 80 years, right? But you got to understand what women were getting at this time. Women were getting that they were getting the protection they wanted. They were being provided for, and this was checking the boxes inside of a woman, right? Now, fast forward, and I don't want to pinpoint what it was. I don't want to say it was feminism. I don't want to say women were getting empowered. Who really knows what it was? It was probably a combination of things. But at some point in time, women began to evolve into something else. Women began to start having more characteristics. Women began to start having more desires like men. They began to start moving like men. When I say moving like men, I mean as far as like, their careers and their financial desires and all this stuff. What that did was cause confusion in the household, right? It caused confusion in the household. So that's when the divorce rate started going through the roof. Like Bitcoin. Divorce was out of control. Men were losing money in court. Men were having to start paying all this child support and all the things we talk about. We talk about all this stuff, or you hear it in the red pill community. Now men had to recalibrate from that. Men over the next generation and a half, men had to come back and like I said, recalibrate. So that's when the red pill community started popping. That's when, the MGTOW movement, and that's when the semen retention talk and the remain single for the rest of your life. That's when those conversations started to come, right? Because it was just man readjusting himself to the situation, right? We had to, as men, right? But that changed something. That changed the dynamics of women once again. You know what I'm saying? Because when men stopped saying, you know what? We're no longer gonna be, these blue pill simps. We're gonna leave the whole marriage thing behind us. Like a lot of guys say, we don't even want to entertain women. We don't even want relationships, brother. That changed women like almost instantly, because you got to think about that thing that women want most, that protection, being provided for. That was gone, man. So women had to act accordingly. Women had to govern themselves, right? So what happened was, you would think that women would start saying, well, let us change. Like, let us go back to the ways of old. Like, if we want the men that our grandfathers had, let us just go back and start being, a newer version of the women that our grandmothers were, right? But that's not the path women took, right? What women are doing now is they see the opportunity that the courts have put in place, right? And now they're using children, right? They're using children to get those same benefits that they would get from having, a loving husband in their life, right? I'm telling you, babies are the new wedding ring. If you're in the game now and you don't know what the new strategy is with women, brother, you're in for a rude awakening, man. It's just a matter of time before an opportunist, right, come knocks on your door. And this is the thing, like back in the days, like this was always a strategy, but this was a strategy of a very small percentage of women, But now this is the strategy of the solid women, the educated women, the modest moving women. Like, this is the strategy of the masses of women now. If they can get a child from you, they're checking those boxes. They're good. They're calling that good. They're saying, you know what, y'all don't want to marry us? Fine. We'll get the benefits from you in another way. I'm telling you, brothers, if you're in the field, if you're out dating, if you're entertaining women and you don't know this, brother, it's time you become aware of what's taking place. Now, I ain't gonna lie. I have an aunt, man. I have an Aunt Mary Lou, bro. And I talk about it a lot. She gave me the game on this. Brother, I wasn't even 13. I was 13, 14 years old. And she was giving me the game on how women would even move in 2021 way back then. She was telling me like she was like, you can't trust a woman with your seed. She was like, when these women start, when you start winning in life, when y'all brothers are becoming high value men or whatever faction you want to put yourself in, when you start winning in life, you start getting a bag, you start getting a crib, you got a good job. Brothers, understand, women are coming at you. Some are coming at you for the long way. Some are looking at you like husband type. But a lot of women just want your seed, bro. I'm gonna call it what it is, man. When these women come in your life and they're talking about they just trying to give it up to you quick, and they talking about they got their tubes tied, they on birth control and all this stuff, brother. I'm gonna tell you this, and I'm gonna keep it 100. If you can't see yourself having a child with that woman, don't trust it. Don't trust it. Now, I want to sit here and say, brothers, don't even sleep with the woman that you wouldn't want to procreate with. I would love to say that, but I know that's not gonna penetrate. I know how we as men move in certain stages of our life. So what I'm gonna say, brothers, if a woman is coming to you talking about this, she's on this, or brother, don't trust it. If you don't plan on having a child with that woman, don't trust it, man. Don't trust it, because this is the thing. A lot of guys think that oh well, okay, well if I have a child with her, like you're not really thinking this thing through. One, you got to understand, like children cost. To have a child, it costs. Now, having a child with a woman that you love or you're married to, brother, that's a beautiful thing. And once you can bring a child into the world that you planned on and have, brother, there's no dollar amount that you wouldn't pay to experience that feeling. I'm telling you, brother. I'm telling you. But the last thing you want to do is have a child with a woman that you just met, that you don't know, that you have no commitment with, that you have no connection with. Because a lot of people think that, oh, okay, well, damn, now I got to do this, 18 years and then it's over with. First off, 18 years is a long ass time. You know what I'm saying? 18 years is a long time. For those with that mindset, that's still a long time to be dealing with a woman that y'all have a child together. But you have to understand, brothers, it's longer than that. But because once that child hits 18, now he's going to college. Now y'all are going to college graduations, maybe sporting events. Now that child is getting married. Y'all are going to weddings and anniversary parties. And now that child is having kids. Y'all are going to birthday parties and all this stuff. Now this child is older. This child might have some hardships, might be in the hospital, or might be doing y'all are. So this woman you're procreating with, brother. Not only is she getting the benefits of being your husband, or being, not only is she getting the benefits of you being tied to her that way, like a husband, where she's still getting that check in the month. She's getting that check in the mail and all this stuff. Now you have to still see this woman for the rest of your life. For the rest of your life, man. So it's like a double whammy, man. It's a double whammy, bro. I'm telling you, man. All I'm saying is this, because there's no sense of me, kicking a dead horse. Brothers, take this stuff serious. Take this stuff serious, man. Understand that the game has changed. Understand the game. It used to be like this. A woman will come into your life, and what she desired most from you was your hand in marriage. Like brother, I just want this man to marry me. And that's how it should be. And then once she got married, she was like, okay, now I want to have this man's kids. I want to continue to evolve with this man. Brother, those days are almost gone. When I talk about 5% of women still move like this, brother, I'm being generous. It's more like 1 or 2%. Women just want your seed now, man. Women just want your seed. And all I'm saying is, be aware.